What occurs when a man starts his day knowing it might be his last? This video analyzes 3 films I consider a spiritual trilogy due to all their thematic parallels. Across Poland, France, and Norway, 3 different cities, 3 different decades, 3 men walk through a single day heavily burdened by their faults and demons. The 3 films are The Noose, 1958, The Fire Within, 1963, and Oslo, August 31st, 2011. Though separated by language and time, I believe these films tell essentially the same doomed story with different approaches. To their core, they are tales about addiction, alienation, and the slow erosion of hope. In this video, I will try to weave a web connecting them together. Warning, this video will contain spoilers. Welcome back to the Film Shift Central channel. Consider subscribing. Leaving a like or comment below, it would be much appreciated.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feel, and I'm happy again.
Section 1. The Films in Brief. In The Noose, directed by Wojciech Haas, we follow Kuba, a recovering alcoholic, through a single day in post-war Warsaw. He's isolated, tormented, and he is fighting an uphill battle to quit drinking his sorrows away. Along the way, he interacts with several friends and loved ones, some who try to pull him to the light, while others entice him to relapse. In Louis Malle's The Fire Within, Alain returns from a rehab clinic and spends one day in Paris visiting old friends and loved ones. Everyone has moved on, but he hasn't. He feels stuck and at the end of his rope. In Joachim Trier's Oslo, August 31st, Anders is granted a day out of rehab. He revisits a life he once had, but now feels like a ghost in his own memories. All conversations with his loved ones are clouded by a dark cloud of dread. He feels like he has no purpose and nothing to show for a life well spent in comparison to those around him who have started families and have regular, stable relationships. All 3 films end the same tragic way, with each man quietly making the ultimate decision that living a broken life is too much for them. Section 2. Addiction as isolation. These aren't stories about drugs or alcohol. Addiction here serves as a symptom for deeper wounds within. All 3 men start off clean, but sobriety was not a fix. They still feel like they are floating aimlessly through each day, feeling devoid of any purpose or joy. Sobriety hasn't magically fixed all the broken connection their addictions caused. If anything, it's made their loneliness even more intense, with nothing to drown out the noise. The people around them talk, laugh, live. They feel detached from reality. A great showcase of this is the cafe scene featured in both The Fire Within and Oslo, August 31st. The 2 men observe the happy-go-lucky nature of conversations around them and feel an overwhelming wave of dread. Both actors portray the scene in different ways, but both leave you gobsmacked too. Anders even daydreams about a passers-by's regular life. He would rather leave anyone else's life but his.
Spennende flaskepost og et like spennende svar tilbake. Overvinne alle mine frykter og fobier. Ligge på ryggen og se på skyen en hel dag. Bli et gammeldags koselig hjem med masse merkelige ting og tang. Løpe et maraton. Lese en fantastisk god bok som setter så dype spor at jeg husker sitater fra det resten av livet. Male sinnssykt bra bilder som sier noe om hvordan jeg hadde det i gjerningsøyeblikket. Dekke en hel vegg med bilder, sitater og andre ting som har plass i hjertet mitt. Eie alle sesongene av mine yndlingsserier. Få oppmerksomhet rundt en sak som er viktig for meg, og hvor mange mennesker til å høre på hva jeg har å si. Så stå oppe i fallskjerm, fly et helikopter, nakenbade, og en behagelig jobb som jeg trives i, og som jeg gleder meg til hver dag. Synes å bli fridd til på en romantisk og spesiell måte. Sove under åpen himmel, gå på Besseggen, spille en film, eller spille et stort stykke på Nationaltheatret. Vinne over 1 million i lotto. Lage nyttige ting som jeg har bruk for hver dag. Vær elsket.
The films are built around a single day, a structure that compresses time, heightens emotion, and brings every moment into sharp focus. These days are not dramatic. They're quiet. There's no crisis, no rescue, just the slow ticking of time and the growing certainty of what must be done. Section 3. Failed Reconnections. Each protagonist seeks out someone from their past, a friend, an ex, an old acquaintance. They speak about how they feel like the odds aren't in their favour and how life seems pointless. Deep down, they wish that these conversations could serve as their lifeline to pull them from the edge of permanent annihilation. But the conversations never go how they hoped. The old connections that were once strong are gone, replaced by surface-level small talk and awkward nostalgia. They realise that even those once closest to them could never understand them. They are a shell of the men the once were. They are completely and alertly alone. They might be physically present, but spiritually, they're no longer part of the world. They have nothing to live for and are only clouded by grief, guilt, and regret.
Je ne peux pas toucher, je ne peux pas prendre. Et au fond, ça vient du cœur.
Mais enfin, qu'est-ce que tu aurais voulu faire?
J'aurais voulu captiver les gens, les retenir, les attacher, que rien ne bouge plus autour de moi. Mais tout a toujours foutu le camp.
Mais quoi, tu aimes tant les gens que ça?
J'aurais tant voulu être aimé qu'il me semble que j'aime.
Penger i dag. Det første jeg tenker da, det er at dette her kommer jeg til å kjøpe heroin for. Det bare popper opp i hodet mitt som et instinkt eller noe. Jeg orker ikke å begynne på det der. Det er bare ikke noe oppslag.
Nei, men det er jo en refleks, ikke sant? Det betyr ikke at du har kommet til å gjort det. Det betyr bare
at... Ja, men det handler ikke om heroin, ikke egentlig. Altså, se på livet mitt da, jeg er 34 år, jeg har ingenting.
Tu es mon ami. Si tu es mon ami, tu m'aimes comme je suis. Pas autrement. Laisse-moi te regarder. Je voulais que tu m'aides à mourir. C'est tout. Promets-moi de venir bientôt à la maison. Notre vie est réglée.
At du sier at du har tenkt å ta livet av deg. Hvis det er det du sier, er det det du sier til meg? Men hva tror du dette vil gjøre med moren og faren din, med søsteren? Hva tror du det vil gjøre med dem?
Jeg vet ikke. De vil i hvert fall tro at det er en avlelse, og det skjer jo ofte liksom det.
Ja, du tenker jo sånn, da. Med en mellom så tenker du sånn, og så går det over. Men det er kjipt når det står på.
Det kommer til å bli bedre. Alt kommer til å ordne seg. Gjør ikke det, vet du.
Section 4. Cities as a character. The cities in these films are characters in their own right. Cold, indifferent, unmoved. Warsaw in the Noose is grey and claustrophobic, like the weight of post-war guilt. Paris in The Fire Within is elegant, but emotionally distant, mirroring Alain's disconnection. Oslo in August 31st is clean, modern, and empty. A city that has no time for sorrow. These aren't places of comfort. They are stages for quiet collapse. Section 5. The question. These films ask an uncomfortable question. What happens when life no longer feels livable? Suicide in these stories isn't a violent act. It's a philosophical conclusion. I'm tired, says Anders. I don't want to start again. Alain's final words are even more haunting. Everything seemed impossible. And Kuba? He doesn't speak much. His silence is his answer. The Noose, The Fire Within, and Oslo August 31st don't scream. They whisper. They remind us that the most dangerous despair isn't loud or violent. It's quiet, polite, invisible. These films are about men who walk through a world that keeps moving without them, and about how easy it is to vanish without a sound. And perhaps they're also asking us to look up, to pay attention, and to care before it's too late. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, you are not alone. Please reach out. Help is always available. Thanks for watching. If you found this video meaningful, consider subscribing for more cinematic explorations. And let me know in the comments, which of these films hit you the hardest?
Je ne fais qu'attendre. Toute ma vie. Attendre que quelque chose se passe. Je me suis quoi exactement?